everyone. In just 3 weeks, we'll be calling out the elephants in the room of tourism and city destinations, maybe even parading them around a bit when we meet for the City Destinations Alliance International Conference from April 19 to 22 in Sofia, Bulgaria. My name is Sine Jongestel from Group Now, and we're working with CityDNA to bring out as many elephants as possible in the upcoming conference. And today, I'm excited to give you a preview of one of those elephants, together with one of our keynote speakers, Jon Alexander, co-founder of the new Citizenship Project and author of the book Citizens: Why the Key to Fixing Everything is All of Us. And there it is. Jon will help us call out a big elephant of citizen empowerment and engagement in tourism. How to empower is really also to give power. And finally, why we need to stop thinking about tourists, or anyone really, as consumers. So Jon, tell me, why is it time to talk about the citizen and not the consumer?
I mean, I think in the big picture, in the moment in time we're living in, is one which I would describe actually as the kind of collapse of the whole story, the whole idea of people as consumers. And that idea, like, it's so embedded in our language, particularly in the world of marketing, but actually it's only been around, that language even, for the last 80 years or so. And the problem with it is that it traps us in thinking of people as just there to be transacted with, there to be sold to. And whereas when you start by thinking of people as citizens, the question you start by asking is like, how can we involve them? How can we tap into them as sources of ideas and energy and resources? And that is the only thing that is commensurate with the scale of the challenges we're facing as societies today. We're facing ecological crisis, inequality crisis, loneliness and mental ill health crisis. And you can't solve those challenges from within a story that says that people are isolated individuals who just want to compete with one another and be sold to. You can solve those challenges by starting from a conception of people that says they're creative, collaborative, caring creatures, and we need to involve them. And that's what the shift from consumer to citizen is really all about.
I think that's exciting because, as you also know, we talk a lot about the citizens as in like the residents of your destination, but you're talking about everyone, also our visitors coming from the outside, so to speak. And so I'm wondering, is there a role for organizations like the ones we'll have in the room in Sofia, Destination Marketing Management Organization? Is there a role for them in this era of the citizen?
I think there absolutely is, but I do think it's a real kind of quite a deep challenge to think very differently and operate very differently. And I'm really excited to explore it with you. I mean, I think when you're in that destination marketing frame and you think of people as consumers, there's sort of, it feels to me like there's probably two things going on. On the one hand, there's probably kind of managing like the citizens at home and kind of trying to make sure that they don't get too angry with what you're doing. And then on the other hand, there's sort of selling to the consumers abroad. And actually what I think this could be all about is saying, what if the role of the destination marketing organization is actually to kind of hold the space for those people to come together, to figure out and contribute to making those places even more special, and really building something meaningful in the world, not just managing on the one hand and selling on the other.
Nice. It's a dual role. I think we'll have to talk much more about that, though, to really unfold what that actually means and how what does it look like in practice. But, you know, the theme of the conference is the elephant in the room, Jon. So when you're on stage, what do you think is the elephant that you'll be looking out at?
The elephant I'll be looking out at, that's an exciting thing. No, I mean, for me, and this idea of the consumer I think of it as the elephant in the room a lot of the time. That the idea of the elephant in the room is the sort of the thing that no one can see and name, but that is always there. And I think in so much of my work, we talk a lot about like making people aware of the frame and the idea set that they're trapped within. And just to give a little hint of some of the research that's behind our work, there's been studies where even if you put the words consumer response study on a survey, on the front cover of a survey of environmental and social motivations, and the word citizen response study on the front cover of the same survey for a different group of people, you actually get lower social environmental motivation on the consumer response study. Oh, wow. So this is what I mean by like an invisible prompt. When we think of people as consumers, we're stopping ourselves from being able to do huge, creative, joyful work in the world. And so I think calling out that as an elephant in the room is absolutely bang on for the theme of the conference, and saying and challenging ourselves to say, like, what if it's not an elephant? What if it's a, I don't know, what if it's a giraffe? But then we can have an awful lot of fun with it and start to say, and start to see this moment in time not as one of collapse and crisis, which it is, and it feels like in many ways, but see that it's also a moment of huge creative opportunity. The work I do is all rooted in the idea that all of us are smarter than any of us, like that, and that if we can tap into the ideas and energy and resources of everyone, we are living in a moment in time. We have the tools to do that, and we're living in a moment in time that could be a huge creative opportunity, not just a moment to feel like everything's kind of breaking around us.
I love that. All of us is smarter than any one of us. I love that. I'm really looking forward to diving much deeper in. Thank you so much, Jon. There's lots to talk about when we meet in Sofia in 3 weeks. And so for everyone else listening in, see you for the Elephant in the Room CityDNA conference in Sofia, April 19th to 22nd. And make sure that you register today. Jon, see you in Sofia.